congratulations on being funded or getting a notice that you've been funded for your PPP loan. And we are thrilled for you here, and we are ready to support you with a process that we've come up with that we think will make it easy for you to accumulate the documents we believe will be required to support your conversion from loan to grant. And the intent of the funds was to be able to hire back your employees so that they're put back to full-time status, so that when you can open up your business or your practice or your firm, your people will be ready to go. They'll be back on track. You know, these are employees that you've trained over the years. They know your operations, they know your processes, they know your patients, your clients, your customers. These are the people we want back working with us. We have a relationship with them. They have a relationship with our clients and our patients. So what we've decided is that the best way to do this is always start with the end in mind. We want to have all the supporting documents in one place. So my first video talked about setting up a file on your desktop devoted to COVID-19 support. And one of those file folders is for the PPP loans. Now, we also feel it would be very, very important and wise to set up a separate brand new bank account with your bank under your same business name to be used only for PPP loan funds spending. Okay, so that means that anything that comes out of this bank account has been designated by you, that your intent is that you're using the PPP funds for these purposes. Okay, you're going to make an appointment with your banker. I did that the other day, made an appointment. I'm going to be bringing in specific documents. My appointment should take 5 minutes. And you know what? I'm thrilled to have that responsibility. So I'm going to be going into the bank properly, you know, with gloves and a face mask and the whole bit. And I'm going to bring the documents that my banker needs to set up a new bank account under my business name. And I'm going to use that only for my PPP loan funds. Now, once I get that account, I'm going to get a set of temporary checks, maybe 2 or 3 sheets. 10 checks should be sufficient. And I'm also going to get a document from the bank which shows the bank name, the bank account, the routing number, and the account name. And I need you to get this and supply it to us as well so that we can change over your payroll portal to using this new bank account, okay? Because a lot of the funds that are going to be used are going to be payroll costs. So we want to have those segregated. We want to have the automatic withdrawals for the taxes and the payroll coming out of that bank account. We're also going to use that bank account in part for rent and for utilities. And that was how the funds were designated to be used. And that's how we're going to be using those funds so that you can convert that loan to a grant. Okay? So we are also setting up individual appointments to work with you so that you can feel comfortable that the expenses that you have are coming out of the correct funds and being designated as those correct expenses. So once you start paying the payroll for your employees out of these funds, we're going to start creating the supporting payroll documents going through to our payroll service providers portal and bringing down by week or semi-weekly, whatever your pay period is, those documents that the SBA is going to want to see in order to forgive your loan. Now, there is a timing to all this. You've gotten the funds, let's say May 1st. You have 10 days to start using those funds for the purposes intended. Now that means that within the next 10 days. You've got to open up the bank account, get us the information so we can set up your payroll service provider's new portal, and you can start paying your payroll out of those funds. We also are going to take a look at your signed lease documents, your invoices for your leases, and for your utilities to make sure that you're spending the money in the correct proportion as based upon the guidelines set by Congress, the Senate, and the SBA. Okay. The other thing that I want you to be aware of is that these funds need to be spent within 8 weeks. So if you start on day 5, you end 8 weeks from day 5 spending that money. That's the window of spending. And these funds are to be used for payroll costs, which include things like health insurance and deferred annuity matches, other benefits, and also workers' comp and disability insurance payments. So things that are payroll cost related, plus operating expenses that were designated within these guidelines, which is specifically rents and utilities. So I hope this has been helpful. I'm also going to be doing several videos in this series so that you can watch all of them and get a really good feel for what we're doing, how we're advising you, and what the process that we came up with that we feel is going to enable you to get the most amount of grant funds that will not need to be paid back. And I wish you good luck and good health. Thank you.